Hey kids, today we're going to talk about the importance of critical thinking as you're using and exploring the internet. So first, let's define what critical thinking is. Critical thinking is all the different forms of learning, thought, analysis that go beyond the memorization and recall of information and facts. Okay, that definition is from the Glossary of Education Reform. Critical thinking occurs when students, that's you guys, are analyzing, evaluating, interpreting, or synthesizing being just a big word for creating, information and applying creative thought to form an argument, solve a problem, or reach a conclusion. So now that we know what critical thinking is, let's talk about how that applies to you guys doing research. As you do research, you're going to find that there's all sorts of unreliable sources out there. Some examples of places that would be unreliable information for you. How many of you have heard of fake news? It's all over the place. Things like satire, which is kind of making fun of certain situations that may or may not be 100% accurate or fully well represented. There's misinformation. People have biases that influence the information that they put out there for us. So it's important that you're thinking about and asking yourself questions as you explore these websites and find information. Some questions that you should be asking. First and foremost, is this source credible? Has this information been verified by experts or other reputable sources? Could you cross-reference or cross-check to see that the information is accurate or not? Is there bias? Is the information fact or opinion? Are persuasive techniques used? Is the author trying to convince us that one side is better than the other? Do they have a bias? Do they have a vested interest in promoting one side of the argument over another? And then lastly, what is the purpose of this information? Does anyone stand to benefit or stand to gain from you believing this information as fact or as truth? So the role of the teacher is to teach you and then model for you legal behavior and ethical behavior to make sure that you're following the rules, make sure you're accomplishing what you need to accomplish in a safe and appropriate manner. And that's something that's continuing to evolve as our digital culture continues to be defined and redefined. So, as we do research, let's make sure that we're using our critical thinking skills to make sure that we're finding the best possible information. Thanks, and happy research.